Hello my fellow Steamians and DTubers, that's me again at Crypto Spa, and this is my next cryptocurrency market overview. So let's start. Let's have a look at the prices of the major cryptocurrencies. At the moment, according to the site CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin is trading at the level of $3,941, Ethereum is at the level of $144, XRP token is trading at the level of 32 cents, 0.48. EOS is at the level of $3.61. Litecoin is trading at the level of $48.80, and so on. So for the last 24 hours, most of the major cryptocurrencies have been trading sideways, so almost no change. But of course, we know that the prices of the most famous cryptocurrencies has rebounded recently, and of course there are some interesting and positive news. Let me show you some charts, some statistics. The first one, this is how the Lightning Network looks like. So this is the Lightning Network. We see that at the moment the total capacity of the Lightning Network is over 700 Bitcoins, or it is namely 709 Bitcoins, and it is a signal that the capacity of the Lightning Network has been constantly but solidly expanding, and I'm really very happy. The next one is about the number of confirmed transactions per day on the blockchain of Bitcoin. We see that recently we had experienced, we've had experienced this solid rebound of the number of confirmed transactions per day, where in the last few days on average the ecosystem of Bitcoin has handled on average on a daily basis approximately 330,000 transactions per day, and similar levels we had almost a year and a half or two ago. So it means in the first half of 2017, and of course in the last months of 2017. So those levels are quite high. It makes me happy. It means that we have a solid demand for Bitcoins and for Bitcoin transactions. Of course, we know that Bitcoin has this technical issue, the scalability issue, and it will be much better if we see a couple of millions of transactions per day conducted on the blockchain of Bitcoin. But in order to see such high levels of transactions per day, we need to see that the Bitcoin community will be able to solve the scalability issue. But anyway, those news are really great, and I just want to remind you that we're still in the bear market. This slight rebound on the chart of Bitcoin doesn't mean that it is a trend reversal, or there is no guarantee that this is the beginning of a new bull run. We're still in this bear market in the descending channel, and in my view, as I used to say many times before, in order to say that we're close to the end of the bear market, we have to see on a one-day chart at least one high or maximum that will be able to renew the level of the last maximum, that will be higher than the level of the previous maximum. So if we see on the chart, on a one-day chart, in my view, a maximum or levels that will be higher than the levels of the previous high or maximum, then I will say that it is the first signal that probably the bear market is going to its end. And then usually, as I used to explain before, usually the chart start of the price of the asset, in our case of Bitcoin, starts to trade sideways. So it forms a range, it fluctuates, the price fluctuates within a certain range, and after that starts a new bull run after this flat market or trading in a range. So in my view, we're still far away from this bull market, but everything is possible. We will keep an eye on the charts. We will see what will happen in the next, let's say, weeks or months. If we break through this upper line of the descending channel, it will be a much more reliable signal that probably this bear market is close to its end. At the moment, just to remind you once again, we're still within the descending channel, so we're still, in my view, in the bear market, and this is just a rebound in my view at the moment. Okay, now let's switch to the news, and I just want to say that I saw some very interesting news. For example, in Twitter, I read this message that was published a couple of hours ago, that it is in the Twitter of Bitcoin magazine, that internet allowed for people to never have to go to a library for knowledge. Bitcoin allows for people to never have to go to a bank for money. This is really a nice saying. I like these words. And when I read this, I wrote to Bitcoin magazine that I spend most of my time while in front of the PC or on my desktop on the Steam blockchain. It is an awesome decentralized social media platform where you get paid for creating content or commenting and etc. So I read news and watch videos on Steam cryptocurrency blockchain. So guys, when I read the message of Bitcoin magazine in their Twitter account, it came to my mind that yes, I don't watch that much videos on TV. I don't read so many news or in the newspaper, in these paper newspapers outlets. Mainly I spend my time on Steam blockchain, just steaming, communicating with other people, watching different videos. So yes, the new technologies, we see that they have been constantly changing our behavior and the way we live, our lifestyle. So I like these words. The next news that I want to show is about the Binance decentralized exchange. They published in their Twitter account that in less than 24 hours we will launch our Binance or Binance Change decentralized exchange. We know that this will be the testnet, and it will happen probably today because it was published yesterday on 19th of February. So today Binance or Binance, they will launch their decentralized exchange. Of course, you can read in the comments that many people started criticizing them, claiming that it is not exactly a DEX because most of the nodes, they're controlled by some big players or entities. For example, Camille Brescia said Binance Change will use delegated Byzantine fault tolerance as it is a consensus mechanism similar to NEO. And many people criticized NEO before, that most of the nodes, they are run by some entities that control the whole ecosystem of NEO. And according to some researchers, all that nodes of NEO were or are still under the control of some Chinese big oligarchs and the government of China. It could be over exaggerated, I don't know, but it is because the consensus mechanism is delegated, let's say, proof of stake. So I just want to let you know, yes, most of the, let's say, tokens or ecosystem or cryptocurrencies that are based on such kind of consensus mechanisms, such as delegated proof of stake, to some extent, we can always say that they are to some extent centralized. No doubt, because there is no that high competition between these, let's say, miners, or in our case, on the Steam blockchain, witnesses. We vote for them, yes, but it is not like in the proof of work consensus mechanism where the guy who mines the cryptocurrencies is the one that is really doing a lot of work, and that's why it's called proof of work. Yes, that's why many people criticize, including me to some extent, this proof of stake and delegated proof of stake mechanisms. But anyway, I think this is a big achievement because slowly, the cryptocurrency world and its infrastructure is constantly developing. We see different kind of products, additional cryptocurrency exchanges, solid improvements. So it makes me really happy. Let them criticize it. But anyway, I'm very happy when I see that the infrastructure of the cryptocurrency world is constantly developing. Another message or news that I want to comment on is the one of Vitalik Buterin. He is the creator, winner, and the founder of Ethereum, the second most valuable as by market cap cryptocurrency in the cryptocurrency world. Behind the first one is Bitcoin, we know, then is Ethereum according to CoinMarketCap. And I just want to let you know that yesterday he answered in his Reddit account what kind of cryptocurrencies he has in his portfolio. That's Vitalik Buterin. And he said that he has Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Zcash and Zcash, but their total value of those holdings are less than 10% of the value of his Ethereum holdings. Also, he has some other tokens, for example, KNC, Maker, OmiceGo, Augur, and their total value is also less than 10% of his Ethereum holdings. And of course, he has some other kind of like corporate shareholdings and other kind of investments. But those are the tokens that he possesses. And I just want to let you know that he mentioned, of course, that he's an advisory of some of those tokens because they're like ERC20 tokens. But to be honest, for example, I like these three tokens, Maker, OmiceGo, and Augur, because I've been following Vitalik Buterin for the last, let's say, 2 years, and I remember when he promoted them last year very actively, and I did some kind of researches and analysis of these tokens, and they're really very interesting, but I still haven't invested any money in that tokens. But you can have a look at all those tokens. Probably they may be interesting to you. And the last news that I want to discuss is Bank of Japan published again a working paper on the cryptocurrencies, and they research and examine the topic if it will be beneficial for the central bank, in our case for the Central Bank of Japan, to launch their centralized or decentralized digital national cryptocurrency, or whatever you call it, central bank digital currencies. So they again examined this topic and they did many researches. I went through the text because I always used to read all that studies and researches of the Bank of Japan on the cryptocurrencies, and namely on the central bank digital currencies, and they always come to the conclusion that it is at the moment pointless, or it is not beneficial for the central bank to launch its own digital or centralized token or currency that will be under the control of the central bank. And I won't be surprised that even if some central banks they try to launch some kind of digital tokens, I won't be surprised if they will fail, because the main idea we know behind the cryptocurrencies is decentralization, and nobody will be happy if someone controls this digital token. So I'm pretty sure that even if central banks launch some cryptocurrencies, or actually digital coins or tokens, they will fail. They will definitely fail in my view. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please comment and hope to see you in my next video. That was me at CryptoSpy. Have a great and steamy day.